So I was watching the Super Bowl this weekend, and pretty early on in the game, I saw something start to happen. And if you were watching it, you may have noticed this as well. The quarterback for the Panthers, early in the game, things weren't going well for him. And if you watch his face as things start to go wrong, you can see him get more and more frustrated. He's just getting absolutely put out with how things are going, and eventually he just starts to look like he's got nothing left. Like the guy is just he's done. And when I see that happen, even during the first quarter when he starts to react this way, I already know at that point how the rest of the game's going to go. I can tell who's going to win and who's going to lose because in his mind, at that point, things aren't going well. Things are going to continue not to go well, and he's already lost the game in his head. Now all that's left is to play it out in real life. And this struck me when I saw it because I see this all the time when I'm working one-on-one with individuals or in groups where we start to, first of all, we take the game too seriously. That's one of the things that's going on for him. He's losing in the Super Bowl, and while this is a big game, right, in that world, in reality, it's a couple hours of his life, and hopefully he's doing something that he loves. Yet, in our lives and in our businesses, we have the same problem. We get really worked up, really wrapped up in what's happening as though it's serious business when really it's just a game. And we actually perform at our best when we're just playing games. So what I see happening with this guy, what I see happening when I'm working with individuals, when things aren't going well, two things start coming up. Number one, he's getting upset. This quarterback's upset because he's remembering that last play. Maybe he still even feels it with how many times the poor guy got sacked during the game, right? He feels it in his body. He remembers what just happened. That brings him down a little bit. Now, with that as his background, with that as his foundation to go on, now he's looking forward into the future, thinking what's going to happen next. That's all he can see. Right? Because that just hurt. That was his reality then, and because he's hanging on to that, that's all he can see moving forward. Same thing happens in business, especially if you're in the business of acquiring any kind of clients. If you getting someone to work with you is part of you being successful, this can happen to you, where you lose a sale or you lose an existing client or somebody goes somewhere else. We feel that. It hurts. The pain of loss is going to be more than the joy we get from gaining somebody. So it hurts. We hang on to that pain, and automatically we pull ourselves down. Okay, when I'm hanging on to that pain, it's very hard for me to show up to my next meeting, my next phone call, my next appointment, whatever, full of life, full of spirit, full of love for this person I'm sitting across from, which automatically drops my chances of getting this next client. So I'm hanging on to that past. Basically, I look at it like this bag of trash. A client and I were just talking about this the other day, that life sometimes hands us these stinky, leaky bags of trash, and we tend to hang on to them because we don't know what else to do, and we carry them around with us, and pretty soon we also stink and no one wants to work with us. So he's got these bags of trash from that last play, and he looks forward and we see nothing but the same. Same thing in sales. I just had a week where maybe I made phone calls all day, felt like I was connecting and nothing came of it. I look forward to my future. I just see nothing but the same. I see myself slowly or quickly losing all of my money, being out of business, things not going well. Okay, so we live in past and future, when really if we were able just to slow down a bit and be right here in this moment, in my case, sitting on this couch in my condo, if that's where I am, that's a place I can create from. Because there's nothing but possibility here. If I drop my past and I stop imagining my future, all I'm left with is absolute unknown of what's going to happen next, what am I going to do next, who's going to call me next, who am I going to reach out to, and I can create whatever I want. And that's where things start to happen. If you look at successful salespeople, they aren't happy because they're successful. They're successful because they're happy. And they're happy because they live in this moment and they have so much damn fun creating the next thing. It doesn't matter to them if it works out or not. They're like artists. They just want to get out and create more, create that next relationship, create that next sale, create that next client. Okay? Creating all day from the present, that's what allows us to win. And treating it like a game, not all this serious stuff that we get worked up about.